Hello, this is Nia with the Rainbow Cauldron, and I'm here to do a reading for O. That's what I'll call him, O. And he has a question about his job, and things are really slow moving right now for him, and he wants to know if there's any sort of promotion in the future for him at his job. And all right. The spread we're using today is a 5-card career spread, and I'm using the DruidCraft Tarot deck, which is one of my all-time favorite decks. I love this deck, and it's a very masculine deck. And when a lot of times when I get male clients, this deck really calls to me for them because it's just such a masculine deck, and I think that's why I like it so much too, because I like that masculine feel. Anyway, and the incense we're using is a money incense, and this we're using a green cloth, obviously to bring prosperity and money. And the stones we're using is a malachite, aventurine, both for success and money, and and a carnelian and a citrine. Both are for success. So all sorts of stuff that we need for this. All right, so the first, these are already shuffled. The first position is the present situation, and we're getting the 5 of Cups. The second position is your goals, which is the 5 of Wands. Third position is the obstacles you will be facing, which is the 20th Major Arcana card, which is Rebirth. In standard decks, I think this is Judgment. And the fourth position is the Advice, which is the 5 of Swords. And the last position is the Outcome, which is the Prince of Swords. All right, wow. Okay, first off, look at all these 5s. Wow. 5s often show conflict and negative circumstances, and we're seeing 3 of the 4 or 5 cards here, and that is very, very telling. We're seeing 3 of them indicating a lot of chaos around this situation, energy coming from all different places and not yet moving in a positive direction. I can really see why you're wanting to know where you're going with this job, because all this 5 energy is showing a lot of conflict with this. Let me move this down just a little bit. All right. For the first card, it's your present situation, and it's the 5 of Cups. And here it is. And this card shows someone who's experiencing loss. Things are not going all that well for you, for your job. You're still with it because there's still some hope, and then we see that with the 2 upright cups right here on the stone, with still having water in them. And I like that it's showing that they're on a stone, which shows stability. So there is still hope with your job. It's just we're seeing these 3 spilled cups right here, and that's showing that there's more negative going on than positive. And all right, and what you're looking for, your goals, what you're trying to accomplish, is the 5 of Wands. And a lot of times this card represents fighting, conflict, things like that, but it also means competition, excitement. And I think that's what's going on here. You're wanting to move ahead, and that's pretty obvious. As you know, most people want to move ahead in their careers, but not everyone wants competition and excitement, and you do. Right now, your job is tedious and boring. You're wanting to be able to really show your skills and prove your worth and reap the results of that. And that's what we're getting there. The next card is the obstacles, and this is rebirth. And in traditional tarot decks, this card is called Judgment. What this really stands for is reevaluating your goals, figuring out where you're going and what you want, a new life. This card is showing a naked boy coming out of, he's walking out of a stone structure and into the openness of nature. I'm getting the feeling here that you're wanting to leave the confined place you're in and to find, well, greener pastures. And that's the obstacle right now. You're really wondering if you should be moving on, if you should find that new job, have that rebirth into a new career. And the next card is advice, and we're getting the Five of Swords here. Whew. Disagreeing with others, turning your back on people, turning your back on the situation, being triumphant after battling. This card is really showing a separation from your current job and a lot of conflict. I'm getting two possible scenarios here. The first one is fighting for your promotion. This is obviously a bit more of a positive interpretation here. Fighting for your promotion, speaking up, voicing your opinion, and possibly being rewarded. Or the more, I guess you would say negative, not as positive interpretation would be avoiding a conflict and moving on. You're not satisfied here, and maybe it's time you turn your back on this company and search for something more fulfilling. And based on the imagery, the first scenario seems a little bit more likely, but really either of those two interpretations could really fit this card, and I think either one would be sound advice. And finally, our last card is the Prince of Swords, and this is the outcome. And the Prince of Swords is swift action. Things are about to happen, and they will be sudden. The Prince here is charging into battle and is more than prepared to fight. And we're really seeing a lot of conflict with this reading. A lot of fighting, arguing. I'm not sure if I'm really seeing a promotion here. Most of what this card, the spread is telling me is, you know, you have very little here left. You know, you're losing more than you're gaining. There's a lot of conflict. You're not going anywhere. You already feel like maybe you should look for something else. And really, we're seeing you leaving the situation you're in, and that, in my opinion, that means leaving the job. And that's what's come up today. So I hope this is helpful. I know it's not exactly positive because you're not seeing that I'm not seeing that promotion here. But I think there's a chance for it, because I am seeing this victorious man after a battle, and maybe that is standing up. But, oh, and you know what I noticed here too? And I just noticed this. Over here, we're seeing 2 cups upright and 3 spilt over. And in this card, we're seeing the man holding 3 swords and 2 on the ground. But he owns these 2. Like, he's put his foot on and he owns these 2. So we're really seeing a man victorious over fighting. And I think this is really where we're seeing a glimmer of hope in the promotion aspect. There may very well be a promotion if you stand up and fight for that position. But overall, we're seeing a lot of conflict. whether that's conflict from leaving your job or conflict for standing up to try to get that promotion you want so much. Um, anyway, that's what I'm seeing here, and I hope this is helpful. Thank you very much.